Everyone hear me all right? Excellent. Sorry, I didn't read my emails, and I should have got here probably about 2 hours ago and got my laptop working. So I've just typed an entire Google Slides link in, and it's currently downloading off my phone. So we'll get the slides up in a minute, but I will chat a little bit while we're getting ready. But yeah, we're going to be talking not about that. We're going to talk about integrating search, and we'll come on to that in a sec. First of all, hands up, any of you guys feel like your teams are not integrating enough? Feel like people aren't talking to each other internally? Great, I'm not the only one. Excellent. Right, so I will put my slides up in a sec, and I can talk for England without them, which is absolutely fine. My name's Nick. I host the podcast called Winning with Shopify. I run a brand called Spec, as you can see here. Feel free to come chat to us. Check out the podcast as well. It's completely free. Elliot at the back there, he's very shy. He's the biggest shy person you've ever seen in a pink T-shirt. Elliot is running around with the camera getting footage for our podcast over the next couple of days. Well, yesterday and today anyway. But yeah, as I say, we're going to be talking about search marketing. And we're going to talk about some of the things that affect SEO and PPC that don't normally fall into SEO and PPC. It says it's 80% loaded now, so we'll get on with that in a sec. I've been working in e-commerce for donkey's years now. In fact, someone near the back I bumped into, we used to work together about 13, 14 years ago, was it? Probably about that. Our last coffee was 8 years ago, to give it some perspective. But yeah, I'm going to talk through 5 things that I think every brand should be thinking about for PPC and SEO and generally completely ignore. And we'll come on to that in a sec. Cool. This now says it's completely offline. We'll try it again. If not, I'll talk you through the 5 things, and you can take my word for it that the case studies on the screen are bulletproof and they look amazing. So the first thing that we normally miss out in the world of SEO tends to be PR activity and link building. So how many of you guys are trying to do SEO at the moment and you've done everything you can on the website and you don't have a PR team, you don't have a PR consultant, you're not building links, not checking your link back profiles, that kind of thing? Well, this has completely died, so I'm going to give up on this in a sec, I think. It's completely died. Right, forget the laptop. I'll tell you what's going on. So we've been working with a brand for probably about 2 years. And these guys have the most incredible, and I will send out the slides later if anyone wants them. We've been working with a brand for several years now. We've probably got about a year into that relationship, and nothing was happening on their SEO. So what we did is we then spoke to them and said, look, we've done everything we can on the site, and traffic's going up nicely. And I've got this beautiful, beautiful graph, which I'm going to try and one more time try and reconnect to, where we started doing some off-site activity. And needless to say, their SEO increased. The amount of links we generated was phenomenal. But I made a point on one of the slides I hope to show in a sec, where actually I said SEO agencies, bearing in mind I run one, are the worst companies when it comes to link generation. How many of you guys ever tried to generate links with an SEO agency, yeah? We do our bit, but we don't have a black book of journalists, I'm afraid. And the ones that do aren't SEO agencies, they're PR agencies. So it doesn't tend to work anywhere near as well as it should. I'm going to speed through my slides once we get them working, but we'll get them up in a sec. So yeah, so the agency we work with, in fact, I'm going to show you on my laptop because I've got it on here. Sorry, I've had far worse technical issues than this in the past. Cool. So, in 3 months, this is what happened to their domain rating. The Wi-Fi keeps disconnecting, so you going to try this again? No? Okay. This guy's told me off twice since I got here. Anyway, so this is what happened. In fact, I'll walk around. I've got a roaming mic. So, this is what happened to their link profile. If we can get the slides working by the end, that'd be great, because I've got the world's coolest QR code. That's what happens in 3 months. They went from 3 domains pointing back to them, 14 domains to 189. And all they did is hire a very small PR agency, pay £4,000 a month, and start generating links. But the most important part of this is we came up with some really good stories to take to the press. And some of those stories we were taking to the press included things like, this is the biggest secret that everybody is talking about that most people still don't know about. And you think, I want to click on that article, and you go and click on it, and it talks about the most incredible, there's my slides. What's your name? Theo, thank you, Theo. I've got a clicker. Cool. Right. I'm Nick. Welcome to my talk. There's a bit about us. We'll send the slides out at the end. I can see a few phones going up. Don't worry about taking too many pictures. You're going to scan a QR code and tell me how amazing my talk is without typing anything. We'll comment on it a bit. That's the podcast. Feel free to check it out. It's free. The guy Byron who runs the podcast told me to flag YouTube because we're trying to grow our YouTube at the moment. So I'll come back to those links in a minute. This is the only bit I didn't talk about because I wanted to have this on the screen. 5 ways you can get ahead by listening to this talk, okay? So brands don't integrate their marketing channels. Lots of you put your hands up. We know that. Key opportunities are missed in PPC and SEO. Messaging becomes inconsistent for consumers. How many of you have seen an offer for something? You click on it, you land, the offer's gone. It's not on the website, it was on Facebook, or you go on Google and it just says, we sell t-shirts. And you're like, I know that, but there was a half-price offer, I can't find it. Messaging needs to be consistent. Important information is not shared, e.g., and I'll come on to this later, customer feedback and reporting insights. It's one of the biggest things my clients lack. They need more of it, and that's what we help them with. Overall performance dramatically suffers. Work harder, not smarter. Most brands, we work with everyone from startups to massive global international corporations. Most brands struggle with this, and it tends to be us in SEO saying, hey, can we talk to the PR team? Can we talk to the web devs? Can we talk to the email marketing guys? I know, for anyone who's like, I've come here to learn about search marketing, that's what it is. Yeah, let's go back to those slides. So, 5 things to integrate. So I've spoken about this bit, about having a PR strategy, and get someone in PR to work with your SEO team, to work with your content team, to get a seamless integration of content across lots of places. We'll talk about this in a sec as well, but the activity for when you're doing PR for SEO, do not send it just to your homepage and don't just talk about your brand name. And we'll come on to that a bit later, but you want to talk about your products, your collections. Domain trust and domain rating. There is a page on google.com where Google says for SEO, Google does not look at domain trust and domain rating. And some of you might have read the Google leak recently. One of my most popular podcasts, basically saying my career's not been a lie, but Google is still, and insert whatever word you want there. But the Google leak told us Google does use domain rating, so we do need to look at it. Links with traffic and revenue, more important than links without traffic and revenue. In the leak, we actually found out that if you generate a link to your website and you get no traffic and very little revenue from it, the link is all but irrelevant. So actually, your PR activity is good for making you look good, not good for driving SEO rankings, unless you do it properly. And in all your PR activity, focus on features tell, benefits sell. Tell them about the benefit of the product and what you guys do. So often there'll be a big campaign and the Sun will do a lovely article on it and it will link to the homepage and just generally talk about the brand when it could talk about that big product-focused keyword that you're trying to optimize for. So here's the graph that the people at the front will have seen on my laptop. So in 3 months, this is what we were doing on SEO a little bit. We're getting a few links, the SEO agency. PR agency kicked in and off it went. So domain rating, DR, is ranked out of 100. We went from 3 to 24 out of 100 in just 3 months. It's a massive impact. That's great, Nick. What about the traffic? Well, good question. So the traffic went from 100 hits a month we were getting on their site. Bear in mind, we've been doing all our technical optimization, content optimization, just not really, we're chiseling away and it wasn't working. 7,250 hits a month. Up it went. Fantastic. This doesn't always happen. I've obviously chosen the best situation to make the point I'm trying to make, but it's not uncommon for that to happen. This is how many pages Google was showing from their website. We started with 87, and alongside the PR activity, we now have over 5,000. So it's 5,000 pages Google is showing on looking. So overall, and it was radioactive PR, some good friends of ours, overall it was very successful. Right, technical issues aside, point number 2. So how many of you guys are running ads on Google at the moment? Paying too much, getting too little? A lot of people are. Come and ask me at the bar for my honest opinion on Google. But so quality score, SEO can drive what's called quality score, which lowers your click costs. Some of you might know this. This is from Google itself, explaining quality score. Again, send the slides out at the end. But it's looking at your expected click-through rate. So that's the percentage of people that see the ad and then click on it. Your ad relevance, so if they've looked for a blue t-shirt, does the ad say, we sell blue t-shirts and explain why our blue t-shirts are fantastic, or our trainers or whatever else. And then this is where SEO kicks in, this landing page experience. One thing we found out in the leak from Google on SEO is that Google Chrome was not launched to give you a nice web experience. It was launched for Google to watch what was going on the web to decide where to rank people for SEO. That is where it started. So whether you've got GA4 running, whether you've got your Google Search Console, Google is watching everything that happens on every Chrome user on your website. So the landing page experience is so important. So a little bit of homework. I've blanked out the keyword list here, but you can add a column on Google Ads to find out what your quality scores are. It's out of 10. It's a nice, simple metric. The quickest way to get that up, if it's really bad, and there's a good example in our two big keywords, 5 out of 10, and we're paying £10 a click. 8 out of 10, we're paying £5 a click. Half the price. Very similar keywords. I think they might even be the same keyword on a different match type. This one's just in a CPA targeting campaign, which is why it doesn't have a CPC on it. But yeah, you can check your quality score, optimize your landing pages, mention your keywords more, build a good experience, watch what happens with that, and monitor your CPCs. If you could lower your CPCs by 20%, you've now got 20% more traffic for the same budget. Hallelujah, all your bosses are really impressed. Excellent. SEO is better than PPC for brand. When I say brand, it's when someone searches on Google for your brand name. You've done all the hard work. They're like, I want to visit that site. They type your name in, and Google goes, hey, pay us thousands of pounds a month on Google Ads. You don't need to. And I've got some advice on how to stop that. 50% of brands we audit, so it's over the last, probably like last 8-9 months, so since the start of this year, 50% of brands we've audited, proposed our services to, and had a look in their accounts, they were spending over 40% of their budget on their own name and didn't even know. So only 60% of the budget is actually focused on new customer acquisition. And if they weren't running those ads, the question is how much that brand would land on my SEO listing instead of me paying Google for the clicks. Performance Max, anyone play with that? Anyone love it? A few people. Anyone hate it? Come on, Dan. I quite like it. I didn't at first. I don't like change. But yeah, Performance Max actually hides the search terms and how many people are typing your brand name in. Brand protection can be managed through a competitor truce. So quite a few of our clients, we've actually emailed their competitors and said, hey, 1st of October, we're trying to get everyone together and have a gentleman's agreement that none of us are going to bid on each other's names anymore, which now means there's no reason to bid on our own names. We saved one of our clients 40% of their advertising budget just by agreeing that. 40% more budget now to spend on customer acquisition. No loss in traffic, no loss in revenue. So it's quite a nice, simple bit of maths, which is cool. Changing your bidding strategy can dramatically reduce brand reliance and focus on new customer acquisition. So the way we bid on our own name on Google, we can lower our click costs quite significantly. So some of our clients, we focused it on, if we don't think they're going to buy, don't show the ad in the first place. And that is a targeting method you can go after. So if somebody, I don't know if I had this on a separate bullet point. No, I didn't. But if somebody was looking for example, like your brand plus customer service or returns or something, I don't want a Google ad popping up. They're already a customer. They purchased. They're not looking to purchase now. I don't want to be spending my advertising dollars on that person. So what you do is you then say, okay, actually, we're going to add a negative within Google, change the targeting method. If we don't think they're going to buy, don't show my ad, please, Google. This is from a genuine client of ours we audited. I copy and pasted this. They're not here today, and I won't share their name either. But these guys are brands. They've got almost 20 conversions on their brand name. Non-brand got 40, but look at the revenue difference. 60% of their revenue just on Performance Max was on their own name. And I'm not for or against running brand ads on your own name. I just think we could do it a lot smarter, save a ton of money, because non-brand, those are people you can convert from, I've never bought from you, I'm going to buy from you for a first time, and let your email marketing and all your other great stuff kick in from there. We think 25% is about a healthy setup. Probably that's the max you want to be spending on brand at any one time, is about 25%. Cool. Email. So I've got some examples of these as well. We've started where we're trying to, almost when we've like hit a shelf on Performance Max, Google Shopping campaigns, we can't get any more conversions from those things. We start to do some sort of what we call an email capture with a flow. So what you do is you create like a giveaway or something. So you create some sort of hook. Give us your email address because there's something in it for you as a competition, or you can get some advice. You get 7 emails over 7 days about how to improve your skincare routine. genuine campaign we had running a few months ago. You drive PPC, SEO, social, and everything to that email. People are much more likely to give you an email address than they are to purchase and put their credit card details and stuff in. But now you can start nurturing them, run the emails, and say like, hey, this is day one of your new skincare routine. Get your favorite moisturizer, wash your face. My wife's a doctor, and she made sure I moisturized when I left the house yesterday. So all very topical. So here are some examples of a few giveaways. So Muddy Bites, enter to win 20 free bags. Just get tons of email addresses. And on Google Ads, you can get an email address for sometimes like 50p, 60p from someone that's interested. And if you give away one of your products, you'll only get people applying for the competition who are interested in your products. Nice and simple. A candle giveaway, nice and simple. And last one as well, come and get the great Christmas gift. Can't believe it's nearly Christmas. We almost got all of our Christmas marketing for our clients sorted now. Couple of quotes from guests I've had on my podcast. This guy, Corey's amazing. Alia Learn, this tool, you can give away a discount code or something. So you know when you got like the 15% off, you give us your email address, 15% first order. Why don't you say you can have 15% off if you watch a 2-minute video about our brand? And he said quite a few of their clients, and I interviewed one guy in particular who sells these amazing belt buckles in America, 25% conversion rate on people that watched a 2-minute video about his business. Absolutely incredible. And one of our podcast sponsors, this guy Brian, is from Seguno, an email platform, plugs into Shopify. Most brands, about 80% of their audience on email right now are probably not receiving your emails, but you think they are. We did a very simple exercise going on Google and Microsoft, checked a few of our clients to see, actually, are you in Google's good books or not? Same with Microsoft. Is Gmail letting your emails go into people's inboxes? And in some situations, it was about 80, 90% of the emails, they thought they were being delivered and they weren't. They're being delivered in spam files, and there's ways you can get around that. And the guys at Seguno shared some thoughts on the podcast. So it's also important with emails and people signing up to giveaways and stuff that you're not in the bad books of Google and Microsoft. Otherwise, people aren't actually going to sign up. Amazing. And final point from me, this is probably the biggest thing we're working on with clients at the moment. It doesn't normally fall under PPC SEO, but I can make you so much more money from PPC and SEO if your website converts better. So if we do some CRO A/B tests, and I have to be honest, most brands I've been asking people, we've had hundreds of brands past our stand in the last day and a half, and almost all of them say we're not doing any A/B testing. We don't have an A/B testing tool. We've done nothing to improve our conversion rate recently, but we are just throwing more and more and more money at Google. And as much as I'm a PPC guy and I make more money the more you spend, it's great for me, it's not driving your bottom line. And that is my job, is to drive your bottom line, and same as my team. So you can use PPC and SEO data to drive CRO recommendations. So if a customer's looking for vegan cotton t-shirts, add that to your product pages. This is vegan cotton for this t-shirt. And there'll be hundreds of examples like that as well. Ask customers what they want and what they needed before they purchased. Put that on your product pages and use that as a CRO test. To have one product page with loads of information, one with very little. See if people are in a hurry, want to purchase, or actually they want to read up more, learn some more information. You'll learn loads about your customers doing this. Talk to your customer service agents. What's the #1 question you get from people that haven't purchased yet? Study both Microsoft Clarity. Has anyone used Hotjar in the past? Stop using Hotjar. It's a great tool, but it costs money. Microsoft Clarity is free. It's slightly better. He's got his thumb up. It is a really good tool, Microsoft Clarity. We put it on most of our client sites. We quite often put it on for like a week or two, get a load of data and take it back off because it can slow page speed down a little bit. And as an SEO guy, I'm always trying to shave off as much page speed time as we possibly can. So that's a client of ours. This is one of their Performance Max campaigns. This is September right now, so you can see we're still in the thick of it. We started a CRO test at the end of July and coming into August, and actually revenue dropped a little bit. This is the return on ad spend. So for every £1 we were spending, making just under £3 back. Then it dropped to 2.5. Everyone got a bit nervous. This month we're doing what we did. We're at 8-to-1 ROI in September so far. All we've done is increase the size of the product pages in that section of their Shopify store, adding more information about that particular product. And people are loving it. And we found out 1 in 4 of their customers contacts customer service before purchasing. So there's a KPI. We're going to lower that. We're going to tell them what they need to know. More people purchase. And that's the ones that can be bothered to contact them. The other, there's always that conversion rate. You've got 1% conversion rate, which means 99% of people, you've wasted your time having them on your site. They've not bought anything. And we can change that. Amazing. And here's a bit more of a long-term one that we've done over sort of 3-4 months. Conversion rate from here, which is about 1 point, I think it was about 1.2. We're now at 1.6. That's a 33% increase in revenue, just through little tweaks, little changes. One of the biggest things these guys have just done as well this month is we did an A/B test about warranty and guarantee on the product. We took it from 2 years to 5, and we've got almost double the revenue when it's 5. And the client sort of said to us, it's not going to work, and we're like, test it anyway. I'm glad we did, because now we know that actually guarantee and warranty is super important to their customers. So now they're working on a second version of that, with it being much bigger and more prominent on the page, especially if they're items that cost more than £200. Amazing. Now this is incredible. Scan that, and it will send me an email telling me, thanks, Nick, great talk. I'd love a copy of your slides. Thanks. Hope that's been useful. Cheers. And you can find that QR code thing on Google. It's brilliant. But cool. Thanks for coming.